What it do? What it do? What it do? Happy good times. Happy humble good times day. I am your host, Eden the Hero. Welcome back to my viewers, weekly viewers, and welcome to those who are tuning in for the first time. This is my journey through adversity that I am documenting just to be able to look back on. So, where I left off last week, you already know. Had the surgery. I'm actually doing really well as far as just pain management and everything. Haven't been in any excruciating pain. I mean, I had some pain last night that was like, it got to a point where it got super uncomfortable, but it was a lot my fault where I was the one that was causing my own pain. So I knew I had to take it a little more easier today because I just be doing too much. I be thinking, oh yeah, I feel good, I feel fine, even though pain medication is still in my system. I be thinking I could do whatever. So I'm learning as I'm going along with this journey of healing physically and journeying through my adversity. Like I said, this has been the craziest year I've had in a very long time, and for it to happen at the end of the year. But I ain't gonna lie, April, I had a minor finger fracture on my left hand, and that was the first time I ever fractured anything. I've always been pretty good about not breaking any kind of bones or hurting myself in that way. I'm very clumsy and accident prone, but this by far has been the worst. But the blessing in all of this is everything's been working out fine as far as just, the money that I would have owed if I didn't meet my deductible. The support that I've been having, thankfully, from friends of family that has been able to step in and help me out. So it's been a blessing either way. It's been working out. I'm thankful for that. I'm super thankful to God for that. And it still hasn't been easy because I've been off of work for the past week, basically. I went back to work yesterday. I was told I had to go home because of my limited use of whatever comes with needing to have surgery on a body part that you're not able to fully use right after surgery. Now, I don't want to necessarily start this off with a negative because there's been a lot of positives this week. The positives of just being able to have a successful surgery, everything going well, smoothly, me just being able to feel better overall, not having too much restriction from before the surgery is pretty much the same. I just know that it's healing now, and instead of like pending on the mend. But I've been telling y'all about my place of employment and some of the shenanigans that happened there with some of the people that work there. And I just gotta say this, and I kind of don't want to go too deep into it because of it. It's something that I'm really learning to let go and let God handle, because had this been me maybe a year ago, I probably would not have a job. But I'm trying not to feel the need to fight for myself. I'm really just trying to let God handle it. So long story short, I'm told prior to my surgery that all I need to be is released from my doctor, then explain what I can and can't do in my release form, my release notes, and that I couldn't be on any heavy use of narcotics that is for the pain medication. And so understood that everything was clear. I told them how long recovery is expected to be, from what the doctor said. I forwarded that message to my job. Come to find out, coming back yesterday, that now I needed to explain what the recovery process is going to be, how long I'm going to be unable to use my left arm. I'm too much of a risk to be at work, and there's no light duty. There's nothing in the policy that supports light duty work for my position. So all of this is being thrown at me, and it just feels very much blindsided. Mind you, I borrowed time for next year. It's a blessing that I got approved for it. However, I was planning on working the rest of the year, just like light duty. I was going to do what I can, be there my full 8 hours, and just be present, be there doing work, whatever I can do. Well, that basically got thrown out the window. So now I'm basically off until after the new year. Now, a lot of people would be okay with that. A lot of people would feel like, oh, yes, I get to be home, this, that, and the third. However, you're not being paid for the days that aren't holidays. Now, luckily, it is a holiday season, and thankfully, I got a bonus yesterday in my account. But that bonus is not a bonus. That bonus is basically a regular check now, because I got to use that for my bills for the next couple of weeks. And I just feel very much blindsided by all of this. It's hard. It's a hard pill to swallow, because I was prepared to work. I was ready to go back to work and do whatever I can before the holiday came up. I was going to try to get caught up with my work. My work is going to be now even further behind, because I started yesterday and then I had to leave, so I didn't finish. And so I've been praying on it. I've been talking. I spoke to my mom about it today. I got into like a heated debate with her about it, because I felt like she wasn't trying to understand where I was coming from with this being like a flip-floppy, messy situation on my job's part. But I really believe that I'm going to come out of this on top without me forcing it to be that way. I feel like if I push the issue, I force this issue, it's going to turn out even worse than what I want it to be. So I'm really just trying to remain patient with God and let Him handle this, because there's no good that could come from me trying to get them to see my way, when reality is it's business. They're not responsible for how I spend my money outside of my workplace. However, this is something that I'm going to continue to pray about and just let go. I gotta let it go. I gotta let it go. The more I think about it, it just gets worse. But honestly, overall, everything's been a blessing this week. I really can't complain about anything. I was able to get my treatment, so I'm straight for the next 6 weeks. I'm caught up on my bills. I got groceries yesterday. I'm good. My car ain't gonna be ran around up and down the highway, so my car gets a break just as much as me. And in the meantime, I'm just gonna learn I was learning project management before I started the script writing group, and I was pretty far into this training of it on this website, and so I'm gonna just pick that back up. I plan on doing that today, getting back on schedule with that, doing doing about like a half an hour studying a day, and just complete that, study the book, really just build my skills, maybe job search, and lots of prayer for sure. Lots of prayer, lots of writing. Right now I'm in the studio. I had my second session, and I finished my song. Um, and so I'm like, I have things that I can work on that are productive, that will get me further. I'm gonna put my energy into that. That's gonna actually make a difference in my life versus stressing over money that is gonna find its way back to me one way or another. I really trust and believe that. I have no doubts about that. Outside of that, the holiday is coming up in a few days. Today is the 21st of December. I really miss my family. I really was thinking about going home for the holiday, considering now that I'm pretty much home until after New Year's. I wish I could like jump on a plane and just be home for a while. But then my cats, I gotta make sure they're straight. I wouldn't be able to afford my cat sitter all that time. So I'm just gonna chill out. I'm gonna go to my friend's place. They invited me over. Shout out to you, Lex and Sir. Elixir. And really just put my focus on the things that I do have control over, because the reality is like I so much more enjoy being home than anything. I enjoy being productive and creative and having my time to do whatever I want. Now, I really wasn't even stressing that much because my days be flying at work. Like, I literally only work 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. And there is never a time where I can get overtime. So I'm constantly home after work. And right now, being that I'm going to be home for a while, I'm just going to plan out the rest of my month and my upcoming year. That's the plan. My plan is to plan. What else? So I wanted to try to get my family some gifts. I was planning on getting my passport with that bonus, because I am not a passport bro yet. I've been wanting to do that for a while now, and I would say the past 2 or 3 years I've been trying to do that, and every time I did it, I owed a bill of some sort, so it just never worked out. And I played myself. There was opportunities where I could have done it, and I did not do it. So I'm doing it though. As soon as I can come up with the $165 to get my passport, I'm doing it. And I'm going to be able to then update my gender. Oh yeah, there's something I did want to talk about. So hospitals. I appreciate the health professionals. I do. I appreciate their ability to be such a caregiver and be patient with patients. But there are times where I do feel like uncomfortable. I had a moment of uncomfortability, but then it got better. So I had to unchange, and the nurse wanted to help me unchange. I felt like, I don't know. There's something in her face that I just wasn't comfortable with, that I just had to be like, nah, I'll get myself, I can do this part. I'll just need help with, I had to wear compressor socks, which that was the first for me. But yeah, I was like, nah, you ain't helping me undress myself. The fact that I even had to take off my top, and they were doing this surgery over here, all the way over here. It just made me feel weird. Like why couldn't you just like my oral surgery? I was fully clothed. They did whatever they had to do in my mouth. Pause. Pause. But it just didn't, to me, I just felt like that was kind of unnecessary. But then I realized it kind of was necessary only because they had to numb my whole arm. So from my forearm down to my fingertips, they had to completely numb out that part so that way I'm comfortable. I actually had to get general anesthesia. And yeah, so it's like I appreciate the help of health professionals, but overall, I could pick up energy really well. I could read people really well, and I just felt like this nurse, I need to do this shit myself. I need you to go ahead and wait till I'm done, and then you can help me with my socks, because there ain't no way I felt like I needed help taking off a shirt. Mind you, I've been dressing and undressing myself this whole time, so it wasn't necessary that I needed someone to help me with that anyway. But it's just being transgender and in those spaces of where people are trying to help you, but then sometimes you get misgendered. I think I got misgendered once or twice because they were going based off of whatever my chart says, which why I want to get my passport, because then I'll be able to update all that shit. But I still appreciate their help. Like, she was sweet after a while. Like, I warmed up, she warmed up to me, and I found out like that she actually lost her son and her mom in the same month. And I was like, wow, that's crazy. And it's only because I found out it's because my tattoo on my forearm, it says we part only to meet again. So the other nurse that was helping her, she was saying, oh, that's like perfect for you, so and so. And then she explained why it was perfect. And I'm like, oh, wow. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. That's sad. That's crazy. So it was a good experience. I really appreciate everyone's help during that time at my stay at the hospital. And it was way longer than I expected to be in surgery, man. My surgeon, doctor, he was way behind schedule because I didn't get out of that motherfucker until 4:30. I was supposed to be done by like 2. Well, no, I was supposed to be done by 1 and recovery for 45 minutes, so like 2 at the latest. I was 2.5 hours over schedule. But thankfully, the kind soul that took me to my surgery was able to wait for me. I was able to like treat them to a meal, helping me because they didn't want gas money or anything. So overall, I'm so thankful for how it all turned out. And regardless of this situation that I'm in, I'm still thanking God for it all. Like, it all is me growing, learning, and practicing my patience, putting love and positivity into the world. I'm sowing positivity, I'm sowing love, I'm sowing patience. So when the harvest arrives, it's there for it to be returned to me. So I would say this is pretty much has been a humble good time. This has been fun. I'm in the studio again, as you can see. I really love the lighting in here, and I was lucky to be able to actually get in today because I thought I wasn't going to be able to do another Saturday because they're really strict about allowing people to one Saturday a month. But I'm in here like swimwear, baby. But this has been a humble good time. I am Eden the Hero. Merry Christmas. I'll definitely see you before New Year's. Peace.